So the well-renowned website Bloomberg dropped an article that revealed 3 additional sources telling us that Dr. Disrespect had indeed inappropriately messaged a minor back in 2017 and had been having discussions about their plans for TwitchCon, and that was what led to the infamous Twitch ban in 2020. This coming out after the previous Friday on June 21st, we had an ex-Twitch staff employee reveal that fact to the world for the very first time, and now with this Bloomberg article, things did not look good in the doc's favor at all. With Bloomberg dropping their piece, adding legitimacy to the accusations, Dr. Disrespect came out about an hour after its release and put out this lengthy statement in which we're gonna have the articulate and eloquent streamer XQC read out the post for us.
I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about.
Okay, never mind. Nah, but what this Dr. Disrespect post basically says, for those that haven't read it yet, is that Doc confirmed that inappropriate messages with a minor did take place back in 2017, but that nothing illegal happened, and he was adamant in saying that he himself is not an EDP 445, and that for right now, he's going to be taking a vacation, but will be coming back to the content creation space eventually. Now, this post, aside from it already being controversial, went on to gain even more notoriety, as when he originally put it up on his X account, the statement contained the word minor, but then for some reason edited the post to then remove it, and when people had noticed that, he then went on to put the word back into the post. So that responsive Doc finally admitting to the bad deed had everybody talking on X to the point where he ranked up high on the trending tab, and then also had other terms and phrases trending alongside him like Chris Hansen, Nick Merckx, and Minor. One of the first reactions we saw was from Robert Bowling, who was Doc's business partner for the Midnight Society game studio, the one where Doc had helped co-found from the ground up a few years ago. Robert here just bluntly stated that if you inappropriately message a minor, that he cannot then there work with you, and that was the reason for having dropped Doc from Midnight Society a few days before. Creators outside the live streaming space like Jacksepticeye even came out and saying that Doc's response and admission of the action that took place was disgusting. While many showed their disgust in the Doc's post, some that seemed to have been preying on his downfall were laughing it up, as the streamer Hassan Piker here made numerous posts having a laugh, as both him and Doc have had some beef in the past. Now, while mostly everyone has seen Doc's post as hugely negative towards him, this far-right YouTube commentator that's always getting roasted, The Quartering, he just responded to the Doc's post saying his signature line of firm handshakes. Why he said that, I don't know, but he ended up trending a little bit because of it, and everybody was just making fun of him for seeing Doc's post as somewhat positive. But while The Quartering was over there, in a way, praising the Doc response, we had other creators out there still showing their displeased and disgust with the situation, with Valkyrie here saying Dr. Disgusting, and Pokimane saying yuck. We're seeing that we then had the Rumble streamer Sneeko react to the 2 female streamers posts and saying that them, alongside Western culture, were being hypocritical in a way, in that if the minor and Dr. Disrespect situation were to be 17 and 11 months old, then that wouldn't be okay, but that someone just freshly turning 18, they would be getting praised for opening up an OnlyFans. As Sneeko had left that post up, Pokimane actually ended up seeing and even responding to the post by calling Sneeko here a cuck. Within the hour, she ended up deleting the post, but Sneeko, already seeing it, responded to that saying that she was being hypocritical there by using the word cuck to kink shame him on a previous relationship of his, and called her out on deleting the post, and Pokey just did not respond to that. Moving on from that Twitch versus Rumble drama there that had a reference to a YouTube streamer, we then even saw the platform Kick come out and hint at the Dr. Disrespect situation, with them posting this picture of Kermit here saying, all this drama going on the last few days, I just want GTA 6 bruh. All I gotta say is that Kick sort of dodged a PR bullet there, as Doc had just recently mentioned that he did not accept a $10 million deal with Kick a while ago. But going back to the YouTube / Twitch streamer people, Critical actually came out and immediately reacted to the Doc's post, saying that what he had just read was shocking, as the Doc here confirming messaging a minor inappropriately by saying there wasn't any real intent was almost verbatim what people used to say to Chris Hansen, and when he went on to later make a video on the situation, he elaborated on that.
Like, if any of you have watched To Catch a Predator, you'll recognize that tactic, because that's something that was pretty frequent on that show. When a predator went down and talked with Chris Hansen, a lot of them said that same thing pretty much. Like, oh, no, I didn't mean any of that. I was actually just teaching them a lesson about talking to strangers and the dangers of it. There was never any real intent behind the things that were said. Like, that's a very weird thing to try and say.
Kai Cenat was also another huge creator that reacted to the statements that had dropped, and when he went on to read it during his Elden Ring DLC stream, he was just left disappointed and shocked in it.
Ow! What the fuck? $2024 3-7. 42 minus 7 is 35. Regardless, bro, no matter what age you are, what the f? Like, you can't, what the f? No, a minor!
Kai then went on to unfollow the doc on X, and after all of that, some people were calling out Kai and saying that he was just recently hanging out with a girl in middle school. This in reference to a recent meetup that took place between both Kai and Northwest, who North's mother, Kim Kardashian, had actually requested Kai to come pull up on them for the girl's birthday. And this guy Drizzy here, yeah, I know, Drizzy, was saying that Kai had absolutely no room to talk about Dr. Disrespect in that way, and with that post being up, Kai actually ended up seeing it and responding to it on stream.
Some dumb motherfucker just said, motherfucker was just hanging out with a girl in middle school. North. He has absolutely no room to talk about this shit. The fact that you think like that means that there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Like mentally though.
So that's what some creators had to say about Doc's new recent statements and some of the other things that took place as well. But what did Dr. Disrespect's higher up content creator friends, or may now be former content creator friends, say about this situation? Well, first, Ninja immediately reacted to it on stream, as when the statement had dropped, he read the whole thing to his viewers and then had this to say about it.
Absolutely unacceptable to be messaging a minor and even hinting, right? Even on the leniency side, whatever he said in his statement, still, like, what are you fucking doing? In my opinion, he should have came out with that statement like as soon as possible. When you're in the position like us, dude, it's just so important to be a good role model, like in every like aspect of life. Yeah, just being a good person, man. It's just so important. That's all I'll say.
Moving on to Tim the Tatman, he himself was just visibly devastated by the news and of course spoke out against the doc's actions.
Seeing everything that is spiraling right now is a very difficult thing for me personally, and I'm sure for a lot of y'all out there. My bottom line, I think, is if what he is saying, where he said he was messaging a minor and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate, if he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that. I can't.
And the final person to respond here is Nick Merckx, who last year spoke out against some of the LGBTQ community's actions, telling them to leave the kids alone. And now with this year, seeing that Doc admitted to being inappropriate with a minor, he then had to come out and condemn Doc's actions.
Just to be blunt and straightforward, man, that's inexcusable. It's unacceptable, right? I can't support it. I can't defend it. And look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy and it feels a little weird, but what can you do, you know?
And then Nick also went on to elaborate some more on it on stream, also adding his own perspective of his association with the doc.
What are we doing? Why are we doing stuff like that? To act like I don't care or act like I'm not upset about the shit he did is crazy. You just have to remember that he was a friend of mine. So obviously I'm going to behave a little bit differently. He was a friend. People think that we're like best friends, like we're hanging out. I don't even know the guy outside of a wig. We took one picture together and newsflash, he was in a wig. And we talked for 8 minutes.
Oh, and just as a bonus, Nick Merckx got banned on Twitch for the very first time. Doesn't have anything to do with Doc, but I feel like something as notable as this should be thrown in here, as the timing is kind of crazy. But moving on. Now, of course, since this is the internet, we did have memes, which I'll just share some of them here. So first, we have this one of Jeffrey Epstein having on the Doc costume. And then we also have the 2x face here being put on an Alien vs. Predator poster. And along with that, we also had his face be put on top of the recently accused basketball player, Josh Giddey's face. But then with those face photoshops out of the way, we then also had this actually interesting one where you can see this document file here being turned into a PDF file. I don't think I need to explain this one to y'all. I mean, doc to PDF file. You got it. Let's move on to the next one. Now this one here with this screenshot of the doc being killed by someone on Fortnite called Doctor Cheats on Wife with Minor. Although it is funny, this didn't necessarily exactly happen. I hate to break it to you. I mean, it did kind of happen. Let me just show you the original clip. So this moment here happened back in around 2018 after it was revealed that Dr. Disrespect had cheated on his wife with someone at TwitchCon the year prior, and when he had returned to streaming, the doc had stream snipers pulling up to his Fortnite locations with this username up in there saying Dr. Cheats on Wife. No minor in there, but still, this clip continues to be funny, possibly even more now, looking back at it.
Hey, I made it! I did it again! I did it again! I did it again! Yeah! Yeah! Screenshot it, dude! Screenshot it!
But now with the admitting of texting a minor inappropriately, it was only a matter of time until people compared him to EDP445, and they had come up with this beauty of a picture here combining the two personalities. Also, people even started to take notice that maybe these glasses here are not doing a lot of people favors, as both EDP and Doc have rocked them during these controversial times. Oh, and don't worry, no one left EDP hanging with the fist bump back there. And you know, while we're on the topic of EDP, everybody knows about his cupcake incident back in 2021, but now, 3 years years later, the two-time champ, Dr. Disrespect, decided to snack on the familiar treat on the literal stream of him playing the Elden Ring DLC after the first accusation was thrown out on the previous Friday. Like EDP 445, cupcakes, the glasses, Elden Ring, Elden, and the DLC. Almost kind of like this being a part 2. The cupcake returning, you can't make this up.
Third try and Baby Assassin brought me a little cupcake as a celebration. So I'm gonna eat my cupcake. And there's nothing you're gonna do about it, champs. Nothing. I'm gonna eat my cupcake and I'm gonna celebrate. Nothing you're gonna do about it.
So with some of those memes and funny anomalies out of the way now, there were also a bunch of things that didn't age well. Like some of Doc's tweets from the past have now been brought back up in light of the recent situation. Like we had here Doc showing some Twitch whispers back in 2016, and then when he had gotten banned back in 2020 and nobody in the public knew the real reason why. We had Slazo here post this meme of Epstein saying, "Listen kid, I don't have much time. Dr. Disrespect was banned because," and then it cuts off. And now this 2020 tweet just feels uncanny looking back at it with this new added context. We also had the Doc here saying that Predator was the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie after Terminator. And then we also had this Doc stream from 2 years ago with the title Dr. Disrespect's Climb to Predator coming up. And in addition to all of that, another one of Doc's old tweets came up where here he is acknowledging Heel Mike's Dr. Disrespect cosplay. And the didn't age well part here is that this streamer, Heel Mike, had just recently gotten permanently banned on Kick for allegedly soliciting minors. A bit on the content creator side now, we had the Streamer Awards host Cutie Cinderella quoting Doc's tweet from the past criticizing her show where he had said, "Imagine creating a fake awards show to give your best friends credit for something they're not even close to competing in." She now responded to that saying, "Imagine flirting with a minor." And Ludwig, boyfriend of Cutie Cinderella, also had something to say as when Doc's tweet from that past where he had called out Ludwig saying, "You called everyone you could to try to win some sort of Streamer of the Year award, and you did. Holy shit, I give you 2 more years of relevance. That's it." Ludwig just now, about 2 years later, responded to that with a simple lol. And another thing that didn't age well was this tweet from FanDuel where they parodied Drake's Certified Lover Boy album cover with pictures of Dr. Disrespect, and on the caption it had said Certified Champion Boy, with the Doc and Drake's handles giving each other that firm handshake. And I mean, with that one there, I'm sure all of y'all know about the Kendrick and Drake beef this year, where it ended with Kendrick just basically calling Drake a pedophile, and now we have this whole Dr. Disrespect situation going on, and it's crazy how this tweet ended up turning out. FanDuel ended up deleting it after attention was being brought to it, but the internet is the internet, and we all saw it. But you know, while we're talking about Drake and Kendrick here, Doc, what were your thoughts on that situation while it was going on earlier this year?
Two-time, who do you think is winning the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef says I'm just random? You want the two times perspective on it? I like Drake's beats and I like the way he sounds. My issue with Kendrick Lamar is I can't get past the sound of his voice. That's my only issue. He might be saying some sick ass shit, but I don't like. I don't know. Drake just has a catchy tone and rhythm and voice. I don't know what else to say. Drake's winning it. There you go.
Okay, so that makes a bit more sense now. So as many of those things took place in the immediate results of Doc's admission in his X post, a couple of questions that were looming above everybody's minds were, did Dr. Disrespect know the age of the minor when the inappropriate messages were being sent? And what exactly was being said in those Twitch whispers? While some used context clues to come up with a conclusion to the first question,
what a lot of people are coping with is that maybe Dr. Disrespect didn't know the age of the person he was communicating with. If that was the case, Dr. Disrespect would have mentioned that, but he didn't.
It was still unknown whether or not Doc knew the age of the minor during that time, and that was the case for a little bit, up until the Rolling Stone website came out with an article in collaboration with Slasher that confirmed the speculation that Doc did in fact know the age of the minor during the inappropriate Twitch whisper messages. In the article itself, it explicitly says that a former Twitch employee that had direct knowledge of the matter confirmed to them that Dr. Disrespect continued to send sexually graphic messages to the minor that he knew to be underage. Going on to also say that when Doc was made aware by the individual that they were underage during the conversation, Doc had indicated that this was no problem and continued on, and that the messages sent by Doc before and after gaining knowledge of the girl's age were just as equally graphic and sexual in nature. In this article too, it was also revealed that Dr. Disrespect was reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on the day of the ban back in 2020. Whether or not anything resulted in it is currently unknown, as the source that revealed it did not hear anything more on it after after that. So yeah, with that, I mean, Dr. Disrespect's name is just fully tarnished now. The dude's name and trajectory were at a steady pace in terms of stability and legacy, and now it's just tainted with these serious reports. Along with all of this, we have seen the wave of, I guess you can call it cancellation results, where the doc is just being dropped by anybody and everybody. We have seen his bourbon drink become unavailable on his webpage. The 49ers have come out and said that they will not be working with him moving forward. 2K confirmed that they were also going to be removing him from the NBA 2K24 game in their upcoming patch. And on the YouTube side of things, his channel's paid membership opportunities have been revoked, and his channel has also been completely demonetized. And if that wasn't enough on the platform side, he is also losing subscribers by the tens of thousands. And this is crazy to see because according to the May 2024 streams charts here for the YouTube platform, Dr. Disrespect was number 2 on the overall site for the USA YouTube streaming section and was only below that of iShowSpeed. Saved some face and PR for the YouTube live streaming side of the platform. Even Speed's cameraman Slips had to have a quick laugh and acknowledgement of the matter, saying here that Speed had saved some of the internet from embarrassment. And accusations weren't done there on Doc either. A trans sex worker had also during this past week come out and claimed that Dr. Disrespect was cheating on his wife with her back in 2017, with allegedly having various erotic messages and conversations with her. Nothing much more came out of this so far, at least. She had revealed and leaked the alleged messages from the doc that supported her case, and that's where the story has stood at for now. Another thing that happened with Doc 2 was that Slasher, the news reporter slash insider from before, he was on Hassan's stream and had said that he had gotten a report from somebody that Dr. Disrespect had just been put in handcuffs and had gotten arrested. Later on though, Slasher, after getting official wording on the matter, confirmed that he had contacted the San Diego Sheriff's Department and that no one was arrested, nor was there any incident at the location. So while the doc stays clear from the law in that sense, his reputation, as I said before, is now completely tarnished, and the legacy that he leaves behind is forever tainted with the reasoning behind his 2020 Twitch ban. Whether he's able to come back, I mean, we're obviously just gonna have to wait and see how he manages to do that, and if it's even gonna be sustainable. As for the time being, it doesn't seem like YouTube will be giving him back his monetization features anytime soon, but as seen before, most controversial creators on the sites have gone on to return with all features reinstated. In the meantime, Doc is just gonna have to rough this one out and suffer the consequences from his actions 7 years ago and take all the hits that come with it in the social space. And that's if nothing more gets enforced on him in terms of law and justice, or anything else comes out against him, with or without being in regards to the current situation. All people can do right now, aside from raising more questions and continuing to talk about the topic, is to just have a laugh at around the huge personality in Dr. Disrespect doing something as stupid and irresponsible as this, essentially ruining his career for the foreseeable future. Like one of the instances we saw of that taking place is when the Twitch streamer Stable Ronaldo came back from his own 3-day ban on the platform from driving recklessly on a stream. He had returned with a Dr. Disrespect costume on and did this.
A lot of y'all have been wondering, what's the reason I got banned? I did it! I admit it, I did it! I don't give a fuck, I did it! I did it! I don't give a fuck, I did it! Expose my whispers, Twitch! I don't give a fuck, I did it!
Bro, Nella nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton?
Hello, how are you? Good. Do you guys have any kids meals?
4 people were also having fun with the dog's name when the Power Slap event took place just this past weekend. There was a guy in there that also had a Dr. Disrespect cosplay on and was seen in the background here on Sketch's stream.
Is that... Yo, zoom in on... Bro, no.
But then later on, he went on to be seen frontline and center on Lacey's stream.
Dr. Disrespect! How old are you? Oh my god! 17!
I don't think I'm under 10.
You said you only like what?
Bro, are we on Twitch? I think I'm under 10.
We got him! We got him! Disrespect! We got him!
I thought she was 7. Hey.
What?
Somebody arrest this one.
I thought it's the fake, but this nigga probably did it too.
And hey, while we got Tfue here, he did come out and briefly acknowledge the whole Dr. Disrespect situation as it was going on, and put out a post on X just simply stating for anyone that could to release the whispers. OGs in the space may understand their release reference there, but unfortunately for now, according to the Rolling Stone article that had recently come out, we are being told that Twitch can't and won't make the alleged messages public, as this endangers the victim in investigations by law enforcement. So that's where the whole story of Dr. Disrespect ends for now, at least up to its first week of Doc's this lengthy statement admitting to his actions. It's unfortunate to see such a massive creator's legacy be forever ruined by actions of this magnitude. How he'll come back, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, we at least got Pat God to drop a diss track on him, using the familiar tune that is now used to attack PDF files out there.
Smoking on your pad. Tell me how you is a dad, but you act like mini lad. Now you going on vacation cause you trying to flee the nation. You was acting hella flagrant, you another desperation. With your wife got no relations, you done fucked up, got a face and sending whispers in your basement, think your brain need a replacement.
Hope you all enjoyed the video. I'll see you in another one.
Should have blocked her, but instead you turned into a disco modder. As a father, tell me how you would have felt that was your daughter. Caught you where you don't belong, like from